Greetings everybody and welcome back to Weekly Wildlife Wisdom. So far I've been your host Zero Yeti. Let's go into it. First thing of the week being Anas platyrhynchos, better known as the mallard or common wild duck, is a species of dabbling duck which is endemic to the temperate and subtropical regions of North America, the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, and North Africa. It has also been introduced to New Zealand, Australia, Peru, Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, the Falkland Islands, and South Africa. The mallard inhabits a wide range of habitats and climates, including both fresh and saltwater wetlands, parks, ponds, rivers, lakes, estuaries, bays, inlets, and even coastal open ocean. It is a strongly migratory species, especially in the northern parts of its breeding range, where it winters further south. They are social birds which live in loose flocks of variable size, and they are omnivorous, feeding on a wide variety of gastropods, insects, crustaceans, worms, and other invertebrates, as well as carrion, fruits, seeds, aquatic plants, small fish and amphibians, roots, and tubers. Mallards are themselves preyed upon by raptors, herons, owls, gulls, mustelids, corvids, crocodilians, snakes, raccoons, opossums, skunks, turtles, large fish, felids, and canids. Reaching around 20 to 26 inches or 50 to 65 centimeters in length and 1.5 to 3.5 pounds or 0.7 to 1.6 kilograms in weight, with a 32 to 39 inch or 81 to 8 inch centimeter wing, 98 inch centimeter wingspan. The mallard is a medium-sized species of waterfowl, and the males are called drakes and have green heads. Whilst the females are called hens and are typically completely brown with speckled plumage. Both sexes have an area of white bordered black or iridescent purple and / blue feathers called a speculum on their wings. Males especially tend to have blue speculum feathers. Aberrant colorations such as leucism, melanism, and albinism are increasingly common. The bill of the male is a yellowish orange tipped in black, and that of the female is generally darker, ranging from black to molted orange and brown. Mallards typically form breeding pairs, and mating takes place at the start of summer. Nesting sites are typically on the ground, hidden in vegetation, and may also nest in the hollows of trees or atop buildings. A mother mallard will lay 8 to 13 whitish to green buff eggs, and the eggs hatch around 27-28 days. The ducklings are raised by their mother until they fledge around 50 to 60 days, and under ideal conditions, a mallard may live upwards of 25 years. Next up is Gryllus assimilus, better known as the silent cricket, the Jamaican field cricket, the super cricket, or simply the field cricket, is a species of cricket endemic to the grasslands, fields, pastures, and gardens of the Caribbean, southern United States, Mexico, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Argentina. Through a result of widespread breeding programs to supply feeder insects to the pet industry since 2010, it has become available commercially throughout North America and Europe. An omnivorous species, Jamaican field crickets feed upon a variety of flowers, grasses, leaves, fruits, sedges, fungi, eggs, carrion, and other invertebrates, including other insects. They in turn are eaten by a plethora of insects, arachnids, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and small mammals. They are a fairly social species, which, despite their common name of silent, actually do communicate audibly, just significantly quieter than most other crickets. The main song typically is issued only by the males and is a short pulsed chirp emitted at a series of intervals of about 1 second. The pulse is rapid and the intervals between the pulses are brief, so each chirp sounds like a continuous sound. Reaching up to 1.2 inches or 3 centimeters in length, the crickets sport black coloration when young, but as adults they have brown bodies with light brown legs, the heads being a variegated orangish coloration. The wings of males are far shorter than those of females, and both sexes sport noticeably large mandibles. They are notable for being fairly aggressive towards other species and for being immune to the cricket paralysis virus, a disease which swept throughout the cricket rearing industry in 2010, devastating the existing stock of commonly purchased and very similar house crickets from the United States and Europe. This has led to the Jamaican field cricket becoming the latest standard cricket available for purchase as food for pets. Females may deposit as many as 400 eggs via an ovipositor in damp soil. These eggs usually hatch after about 11 days. The nymphal stages take place for another 3 to 6 weeks, at which point the insects reaches sexual maturity and the males begin calling for females. Under ideal conditions, the Jamaican field cricket may live upwards of 10 weeks. Next up is Hypotragus niger, better known as the Sable antelope. It is a species of large antelope native to eastern and southern Africa, from as far south as Kenya to South Africa. From the south of Kenya down to South Africa, with a separated population occurring in Angola. There are 4 distinct subspecies: the common or black sable antelope, the giant or royal sable antelope, the Zimbabwean/Tanzanian sable antelope, and the eastern or Shimba sable antelope. Sable antelope form herds of 10 to 30 individuals, often led by a single male called a bull, and younger males form their own bachelor herds of around 12 individuals. They inhabit savanna, woodlands, and grasslands where they feed upon foliage, mid-length grass, leaves, and herbs. Sable antelope are themselves preyed upon by lions, leopards, hyenas, crocodiles, and wild dogs. The sable antelope is a strongly sexually dimorphic species, with males reaching around 8.3 feet or 2.53 meters in length, 4.6 feet or 1.4 meters tall at the shoulder, and 520 pounds or 235 kilograms in weight, while females reach around 6.25 feet or 1.91 meters in length and around 3.83 or 1.27 meters tall at the shoulder, and around 490 pounds or 220 kilograms in weight. They sport a compact and robust build characterized by a thick neck and tough skin. It has well-developed and often upright mane on its neck, as well as a short mane on its throat. Its general coloration is rich chestnut to black, and the underparts, cheeks, and chins are all white, creating the stark contrast to the darker back and flanks. Long white hairs are present below the eyes, and a wide black stripe runs over the nose. Both sexes have ringed horns, which arch backwards, being considerably longer and more curved in males. The giant sable antelope's breeding season occurs with the rainy season, and after a 9-month pregnancy, a mother will give birth to a single calf. Under ideal conditions, the sable antelope reaches sexual maturity around 2 to 3 years of age and may live upwards of 20. Next up is Varanus giganteus, better known as the parenti. It is a large species of monitor lizard that is native to Australia, where they inhabit desert, scrubland, rocky outcrops, coastlands, and arid woodlands west of the Great Dividing Range. They are excellent climbers and diggers, capable of excavating a burrow in mere minutes. They often stand on their back legs and tails to gain a better view of their surrounding terrain, and this behavior is known as tripoding and is quite common amongst monitor species in general. Parentis are fast sprinters and can run using either all forelegs or just their hind legs. As apex predators, parenti often feed upon rodents, bats, echidnas, marsupials up to the size of kangaroos, dingoes, feral livestock, snakes, other lizards, turtles, various birds, fish, arthropods, and carrion. Averaging around 8.2 feet or 2.5 meters in length and 44 pounds or 20 kilograms in weight, with exceptional historical individuals reaching upwards of 9 foot 10 inches or 3 meters in length and 40 kilograms or 88 pounds in weight, the parenti is the 4th largest extant species of lizard after the Komodo dragon, the Asian water monitor, and the crocodile monitor. However, parentis are very lean amongst large monitors, making them significantly less bulky than the rock monitor, which is at a similar size. Parentis have a very strong tail and very powerful legs with 5 closed toes. Their color pattern is brown with large cream or yellow rosettes. The parenti is a mildly venomous species, which, while rarely fatal, their bites are known to cause swelling within minutes, localized disruption of blood clotting, and shooting pain, which can last for several hours. Parentis breed in spring and summer, and females typically lay eggs deep in sandy burrows or termite mounds. The clutches usually consist of 6 to 12 eggs, and the hatchlings appear within 9 to 12 months later. And under ideal conditions, the parenti may live upwards of 20 years. Next up is Conpatus leuconotus, better known as the American hognose skunk or the rooter skunk. It is a species of hognose skunk from North and Central America, where it inhabits south-central USA, nearly all of Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. There are 3 distinct subspecies: the eastern hognose skunk, the Furnace Canyon hognose skunk, and the Big Thicket hognose skunk. They inhabit desert, scrublands, grasslands, forests, coastal plains, mountains, canyons, riverine wetlands, rocky outcrops, and agricultural land. They are omnivorous, feeding upon fungi, vegetation, arthropods, mollusks, worms, small mammals, reptiles, and carrion. Hognose skunks are frequently preyed upon by coyotes, red foxes, gray foxes, cougars, bobcats, American badgers, great horned owls, golden eagles, and bald eagles. Like all skunk species, it possesses a powerful anal glands, which they use to deter would-be attackers. Reaching around 17.5 to 37 inches, or 44 to 94 centimeters in length, and 2.5 to 10 pounds, or 1.1 to 4.5 kilograms in weight, the American hognose skunk is adapted for digging and resembles badgers rather than many other species of skunks, with a distinctive upturned snout, dense body, strong forearms, and large claws. The distinguishing feature of the American hognose skunk is a single broad white stripe that runs from the top of its head to the base of its tail, with the tail itself being completely white. It is the only skunk that lacks a white dot or medial bar between the eyes, and has a primarily black body fur. Breeding occurs in late February through early March, and after a 60-day pregnancy, a mother American hognose skunk will give birth to 1 to 5 babies. Under ideal conditions, the American hognose skunk will reach maturity around 10 to 11 months of age and live up to 14 years. And then next up, we have Boleophthalmus pectorostris, better known as the Great Blue-Spotted Mudskipper, is a species of mudskipper native to the northwestern Pacific Ocean. It can be found throughout the coastlines of Japan, eastern China, Sumatra, Malaysia, Taiwan, and the Korean Peninsula. They are herbivorous fish, feeding upon a variety of algae, aquatic plants, and diatoms. They are a euryhaline species, which can also survive in a wide range of salinities, but prefers muddy areas near river mouths and mangroves, where it is easier to burrow in, as like with other mudskippers, the Great Blue-Spotted Mudskipper is able to move about on land, using its pectoral and pelvic fins to clamber over the surface of tidal flats for its habitat at low tide, and using its tail it can also hop across the ground to move faster. During high tide, the night or when its predators are present, the fish retreats into a burrow dug deep in approximately 1 meter or 3.3 feet below the surface. In some places like Funing Bay, Fujian, China, it also constructs mud walls around the entrance of their burrows in winter, creating a shallow walled pool that maintains a relatively consistent temperature and diatom population. They are a highly territorial species, with males fighting each other over food, burrows, and mates. These mudskippers also frequently fight with Japanese mud crabs over food. Reaching around 8 inches or 20 centimeters in length, the great blue mudskipper sports eyes on the top of its head, large wide mouths, strong pectoral and pelvic fins, and ornate dorsal fins. The great blue-spotted mudskipper is amphibious and breathes through its epidermis in a process called cutaneous respiration. They are predominantly greenish-gray in color, with sky-blue speckles across the body, including their fins and the skin below their eyes. Breeding occurs during the wet season, typically August through October, and during such time, male mudskippers use dancing movements and acoustical communication to attract a mate. Once the female has made her choice, she will then follow him into the burrow, where she will lay hundreds of eggs and allow them to be fertilized. After fertilization occurs, the period of cohabitation between the male and female is rather short. Eventually, the female will leave, and the male ends up guarding the eggs until they hatch. Under ideal conditions, a great blue-spotted salamander may live over 5 years. And our extinct animal of the week is Gastornis, which is an extinct genus of large flightless birds, lived throughout what is now North America, Europe, and Asia during the mid-Paleocene to mid-Eocene epochs of the Paleogene period, some 61 to 42 million years ago. The first remains of Gastornis, consisting of a fragmentary skeleton, were unearthed from clay formation deposits at Meudon, near Paris, France, by physicist Gaston Plante in 1855. Plante presented his fossils to his mentor, Dr. Herbert, who named the animal Gastornis after Plante. Additional bones, including some somewhat more complete specimens, were found in the following decades. This formed the basis of a widely circulated and reproduced skeletal restoration by Lemoine. The skull and those of these original Gastornis fossils was unknown rather than indescript fragments, and several bones used in Lemoine's illustration turned out to be those of other animals. Thus, the European species was long reconstructed as sort of a gigantic crane-like bird. In 1874, American paleontologist Edward Dringer Cope discovered another fragmentary set of giant bird fossils at the Wasatch Formation of New Mexico, which he named Diatryma gigantea, from the ancient Greek diatryma, meaning through a hole, in reference to the large foramina. I'm sorry, my vision went blurry. Aside from the large foramina that penetrated one of the foot bones. In 1894, Cope's rival Othniel Charles Marsh named another giant flightless bird from hind feet found in New Jersey, Baroornis regiens. In 1916, an American Museum of Natural History expedition to the Bighorn Basin, or the Willwood Formation, Wyoming, found the first near-complete skull of the skeleton, which was described in 1917, and gave the scientists their first clear hints of a picture at the bird. After the description of Diatryma, most new European specimens were referred to this genus instead of Gastornis. However, after the initial discovery of Diatryma, it soon became clear that Baroornis and Gastornis were so similar that the formers could be considered junior systems of the latter. In fact, this similarity was recognized in as early as 1884 by Elliott Coues, but this would be debated by researchers throughout the 20th century. Meaningful comparisons between Gastornis and Diatryma have been made difficult by Lemoine's incorrect skeletal illustration, whose composite nature of which was not discovered until the early 1980s. Following this, several authors began researching to a greater degree the similarity between European and North American birds, placing them in the same genus Gastornis. Since then, I'm sorry, my vision keeps going blurry and I don't know why, and that's not a good idea. Since then, even more remains, including eggs, footprints, and even possible feathers, have been recovered, and today 7 species are recognized: G. paracensis, G. gigantea, G. saraceni, G. giselensis, G. russellii, and G. zaichuanensis, and G. laurentii. Reaching up to 6.7 feet or 2 meters tall and 385 pounds or 175 kilograms in weight, Gastornis were generally very large birds with huge beaks and massive skulls, superficially similar to the carnivorous South American forest rockets, aka the terror birds. As such, Gastornis species were traditionally thought to have been predators of various smaller mammals, such as ancient diminutive equids. However, several lines of evidence, including the lack of hooked claws, the structure of the beak being much more suited to crushing than slicing, and isotopic analysis and possible coprolites, have caused scientists to now consider these birds to be probably primarily herbivorous, feeding on tough, woody plants, roots, seeds, and nuts. As always, take care to my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Hope you have a wonderful day.